Good morning, everybody. My name is Bart Winkler. This is the Bart Winkler Show. As you know, I am prepared to give you a lot of information today. Brewers made another trade at the big league level, a couple of minor league level deals, but I'm prepared to give you a lot of information. So I've got a good 30 minutes of information to give you. If anybody joins, that'd be great. I don't know. I don't have any plans for anyone to join. We'll always see what happens. But this is Information Station with the trade deadline. As we saw it come and go, I think the biggest thing of this trade deadline is the Mets traded Verlander and Scherzer and are now rebuilding a few years out, which will be interesting. So we'll see how that goes down. But the Brewers also making a couple of moves and getting the win this evening, winning 6-4. It was good to see them when they had a big 4-run fourth inning. We'll start there, big 4-run fourth. And then good to tack on that Dan Schani Insurance run in the seventh. Of course, this episode also streaming on the Dan Schani YouTube stream that we have. When talking about the Brewers trades, Brian wants me to start and say 2 things you can do on the show to sum up those trades. Record yourself sleeping or record yourself while you're taking a shit. So not very optimistic and excited about the Brewers trades. I do want to follow up with my efforts to watch the United States women's team first, real quick. I did not get back up for them. I was I laid down around 9:45, 10 o'clock. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I thought, I'll have a drink, a stiff one, knock me out. I'll set my alarm for 1:45. And I ended up sleeping till 4:45. So I missed the women. They barely advanced. They fucked over everybody. So they advanced. The women advanced barely because Portugal had a shot that hit the post. Had they won, they would have won their group. They'd play Saturday night. I'd be out at the bars, the soccer bars. It'd be great. And then had they won that game, they'd play next Thursday. And those are the 2 primetime slots left in America. Now they're playing at 4 o'clock on Sunday morning. Fucking stupid. This is not a green hat. It's a gray hat. This is a gray pro soccer hat. Cone, are you there or are you just stalking? What's up?
I'm here.
Why no bag tonight? Where are you?
I'm in LA right now.
LA?
Yeah, go Dodgers.
Wow, what are you doing out in LA?
Work trip.
Isn't that a little too liberal of a town for you?
I live in the gray, Bart. I live in the gray. So has Milwaukee Pro Soccer picked a name yet?
No, we do not have a name.
Okay, paper or plastic? You guys have waited far too long to name the team.
Plastic. The name's going to come out in the fall.
Yeah, I guess it's still a few years away from even being a team. So
I mean, it's a lot better. This year when I'm talking about the team and people are like, "When's the team coming?" I'm like, 2025, and it's 2023. So it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I was out last winter at World Cup games. When's the team coming? 3 years from now? It's like, oh, Jesus. That's a long time.
But good Brewers trade, I thought. I thought the moves were, it's very bites at the apple-ish, but, whatever. I think they're good moves overall.
We talked about Mark Canha last night. We talked about Carlos Santana the other day. There were some minor league deals we'll get into. I guess their major league ready acquisition today was Andrew Chafin, who looks like he's born to be a Brewer. Actually, it looks like some former Brewers. Doug Jones is an easy comparison, but this guy I think will come in. He's a lefty. They just lost their lefty that they had up in Wilson. It's, again, the motto that I had yesterday was these are the trades that they deserve. They're not going to trade away guys. They're not going to go all in, but they've added some pieces that will hopefully help. I don't know. Compared to other years where it's been like, two relievers, okay. At least they got a couple of bats this time. And I don't know how good the bats are going to be, but there's like better potential that, Mark Canha can have a game and Carlos Santana can do some things. Like it's not Juan Soto, it's not Max Scherzer, but I think it's okay. I'm all right with this, I think.
Yeah, I think you're feeling like probably most Brewers fans. They're happy with it. It's nothing to get, jump out of bed and be super excited about, but good moves. Let's make a little bit of a run here. Brett and Tosa, loved him on today's pod. He's the one that's been on it all season, but the biggest issue is Craig Counsell moving forward with the future of this team. And he said it best. We got the best farm system in Brewers history. Why is he leaving? It's just strange.
Well, you mentioned him. We might as well bring him in. He's also at American Family Field. What's up, Brett?
Hell yeah.
Boots on the ground. Just got out of the debriefing with Matt Arnold and the front office. And, we're the only team in the Central that did anything at the deadline. So,
you know what? I'm going to bring in Matt in the Falls here, too. He's driving. We got an all-star crew.
Passenger.
Oh, passenger. All right. Well, I'll get to you in a second, okay?
Yep.
All right, Brett. So Andrew Chafin, they did not get Josh Hader. He doesn't go anywhere. But you're right. Cubs made some moves, and they're winning big tonight. But the Reds didn't do jack shit.
Yeah, I mean, the Cubs got a few pieces. But a week ago, they were going to be selling. So, like we talked about last night, there's no excuse for the Brewers to not win this division. I mean, they're the best team on paper. You've got the best rotation. Reds did nothing. Cubs a week ago were going to sell. I mean,
Do the Cubs scare you at all, though, Brett? They scare me a little bit to be like kind of like typical Cardinals, but with the Cubs this year, I think they can make a little bit of a run.
They do have they have a good lineup and their rotation is not bad. If they can, they're on their high right now. If they can stick around for another 2-3 weeks, they scare me. But I don't know that's going to happen. The Reds are the team that I'm worried about as of right now, and their pitching is not going to hold up, in my opinion.
Matt, you got any comments on the trades?
I was hoping for a bigger splash. The team is better than I expected by leaps and bounds, and I'd like to make a push. I don't know who I wanted, but I wanted a bigger bat. Pitching staff is pretty good, to be honest. So, a little let down. Why are you laughing?
Cone found a Chipotle bag.
Temporary. It's my travel bag.
Yeah. That's why I'm laughing.
I would agree with that, though. Like I said last night, I wanted Eloy. I wanted a little bit of a splash. But I think everyone that gets upset about the Canha and Santana trades, you got to remember that we've been trotting out way below average offensive players at 4 or 5 positions. So Santana and Canha are going to be upgrades. They're not all-stars. They're not MVP.
The lineup, when you look at the lineup, it looks less like pukey. It's like Yelich, Contreras, Santana, Adames, even though I have my issues with him. I think he's still underperforming. But then Frelick and Canha. And so it's all these, Monasterio's been playing very well. It's a much better looking lineup. And then Terang and Weimer rounding it out. This is you got young guys and you got veterans. And this isn't, I don't know. This isn't like the 27.
The roster is better now than it was on opening day.
It's better than it was on Friday.
Yeah, sure.
If this offense can be average, they've got a shot. And in July they were average. They were middle of the pack in offense in July. Now, can that continue? We'll see. But if they can hit the ball decent, their pitching is good enough that we'll give them a chance.
I am on the Dan Schani YouTube stream. As you guys know, Dan Schani Insurance, danschani.com. People are commenting on the appearance of Matt. Matt looks like he's having fun. That's from Jerry. Alex says, Matt, it doesn't hurt to smile. So you're getting ripped. You got a good smile, dude.
Thanks.
Wow.
Hey.
That is a nice smile.
Hey there.
We need to see it more.
Yeah, I think that might be the first time I've seen you smile.
No, I've
honestly.
laughed on here many times, mostly making
No,
myself laugh.
you always go, ha. That's your laugh.
Well, there
That's a
it
good
is.
smile.
Pure
Wow.
joy. Pure
Who does
joy.
your dentistry?
Actually, those are veneers on top. I get a lot of compliments on those veneers.
Oh, they are beauties.
Yeah, a guy in Brooklyn did them when I lived in New York City.
Wow, stud.
Yeah.
Basement Dave sending us $1.99. Thank you.
Why
Gotta
is
go
it
to
always the
I figured out what
99?
I'm doing with this. I figured out what I'm doing with the tickets. I'm going to. You're gonna have to use a link to get them. I'm not collecting money. I'm gonna reserve so many. If somehow we go over, fuck. But they'll probably be like in the bleachers, out of the sun.
There you go.
You're pretty set on the bleachers then, huh?
Well, where else should we sit?
Are you guys gonna get a Winkler
Not on the
versus
bleachers.
Cup Snake going?
Am I gonna get a what?
A Winkler versus Cup Snake?
Oh, we could do that in the parking lot. Oh, or yeah, in the bleachers. Yeah.
No, somewhere on the first baseline.
No, like I said last night, this feels like a bleachers kind of thing.
Well, we're not like 20. Like
But still, there's plenty of games where you can get nice seats and watch the game with your family.
we don't have to get nice seats. We just can get decent seats where you can see the baseball being played instead
There's
of the
not going
guys
to be a
standing
lot
in
of
the grass.
watching of the game. Is the thing.
I'm gonna watch the game.
I'm fucking not.
What are you gonna do? Like juggle and tell tricks or tell jokes?
Well, I'll be wearing this shirt, and you'll say, "Where'd you get that shirt?" And I'll say, 4golfapparel.com, 10% off promo code Bart. Duh.
Is that gonna be under your pro soccer hoodie?
I won't.
Pro
be
soccer
wearing,
hat?
I don't know what hat I'll go with. Probably a Brewer hat.
Will Tim Shea be there?
Oh.
So this whole thing was because this was the first day that Tim Shea and I could go to a game together. Tim will have some breaking news in the next week as to why he can't go to that game.
Is that a prediction, or you already know that from him?
I know that from him. Will Rami be there? I think. I don't know if he'll be back in town. He's invited. He is invited.
I had a lot to talk about with Rami.
Yeah.
Yeah, about how he killed the fan.
We're coming up on a year. Should I do anything special?
Jeez.
Okay.
Is Rami going to be the co-host of the Bart Winkler Show? What's his plan?
Of this pod?
Yeah.
Sacramento. Wait, does he not work at that Sacramento station anymore?
He left last week.
Left? Under what terms?
He missed his family.
So he's back here?
Yeah, but he's gonna I don't know, travel for a month or some Rami thing.
Oh, so the girl that he moved out there to be with broke up with him.
No, they're together. They're together.
So she's back with him.
They're together. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever works for Rami.
Q says, Death of the Fan 1 year Spill the Dirt special. There's not really anything that nobody knows. There's not like some secret smoking gun nobody knows. Unless I don't.
Get Tim Allen on for a fan tell-all. Him and Billy.
Oh, he would, yeah.
There you go. Or you could do a year in review Bart Winkler Show podcast.
Should I do a clip show?
No.
Those are lame. I hate those.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you wouldn't be able to. You have to go back and listen to hundreds of hours to really get the best ones.
I make Tim Shea catalog everything for me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's really working hard on that right now. Tim Shea is probably shaving to go to work right now. It's like 6 a.m. for him.
Yeah, he's probably asleep.
No, he works at 10. He's got to get up, get moving.
No,
Good
he works worse. He works at 2 a.m.
Oh, it's 2. That's right. I thought it was 10 to. Okay, so yeah, he might be deep in REM right now.
What are the odds on this Tim Shea breaking news? I'm intrigued. Cohen's always got something on that type of stuff. What's the prediction?
My prediction is he stays at CBS 58 and he just moves to a normal work shift.
Is he taking Kevin Holden's job? That would be major breaking news.
Tim Shea Sports.
He's taking Rousey's job. They kind of look.
Tim Shea is doing
Rousey's, yeah. That's the breaking news. Dennis Krause's actually Tim Shea's dad. Nobody knew it after all this time.
It's not Needles?
Fuck that guy. Ken says, I bet the news is Tim Shea's going to be a dad. No, couches don't make babies.
Yeah, I think you have to go on dates with women for that to happen.
My implication was that he had sex with a couch.
With a couch? Oh, well, yours is worse than mine, so that's cool. Thanks.
We're officially post-trade deadline. Who is everybody's pick to be in the World Series?
Holy Christ.
Oh, wow. Cone professional reset. Nice.
Huh.
Well, I'll tell you who my pick is in the American League. And that is the Astros. The Houston Astros people are not aware of this, or it doesn't. They've been to the ALCS at minimum every year since 2017. They've either been there or the World Series every year since 2017. They won a couple. So I will say the Astros, and I will say the Braves. We just saw how good the Braves looked. Astros and the Braves.
That's what I was going to say. That's boring. But, I mean, yeah. The
Astros, go ALCS. Did the Rangers do enough to get in there?
I kind of do like the Rangers.
Cone's Diamondbacks traded for Peter Strzelecki.
Yep. Although we got rid of Chafin.
That hurts.
Obviously, anything can happen in October. We've talked about that forever. But I don't see anyone coming out of the AL besides the Rangers or Astros. I mean, the Orioles are great, but they don't have any pitching.
Oh, they got Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, he sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Central sucks in the AL.
Don't sleep on those Rays.
Angels or Rays, or Astros or Rangers, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The artist formerly known as the Devil Rays.
I like it. So, all right, Brewers grade at the deadline. What are you giving it?
B.
Rays Braves, by the way, I never said it.
I like B. I think B.
They did the trades that were right for the team they have. And if you want them to go all in, maybe there's a different year where I've got different patience and I go or a lack of patience and I go, well, fuck, I don't care about Weimer, Frelick, trade for Juan Soto. Maybe. Look, there's a timeline or whatever I always say that there's a run. This is a bites of the apple year.
But I'm a little surprised they didn't trade an outfielder just because they've got so many of them. One of them is going to get traded this offseason. So you're probably going to see a lot of moves in the offseason once they trade Burns and maybe package some prospects to get a controllable starting pitcher. The other takeaway is I'm still kind of surprised on that Urias trade. I was expecting him to come up at any point here and kind of be a part of the shuffle between third and second to find someone to hit. I know he's been awful this year, but he's been a good player the last 2 years, and to pretty much trade him away for a low-level flyer in a pitching prospect kind of surprised me. But
isn't you what Levering said that trade got in 1 minute before the deadline?
Wow.
I don't know if that was out there before he said it.
Arnold did say that, yeah.
Isn't their pitcher that got like Rule 5 eligible next year anyway?
Yeah, they have to add him to the 40 man. The only thing I can think of is that the Brewer. I mean, I don't know what Urias is making this year. I think it might be like $3-4 million. So they didn't think he was worth the $5 to $6 million he get paid next year. So they would non-tender him. So at that point, just flip them for something. But I didn't think it was to that point where you were gonna. It's not like they have a third baseman just waiting in the wings. So Tyler Black maybe, but they'll deal with it when they get there, I guess.
So the Zach Davies trade is officially over for the Brewers.
Well, no, now Urias counts for this guy.
Oh, true.
Well, the Urias and Lauer for Grisham trade.
Yeah. So that all count. That's why the JJ Hardy's trade's still alive. Hot Take Jake is here. I'm going to bring him. Should I 5-box it, or is anybody dipping? You guys all good?
I'm gonna dip.
Yeah. Where are you going?
I'm gonna dip. I gotta get some work done.
Yeah, I gotta work too. Peace.
Brett, good to see you. Hey, special announcement. I am taping something at 4 tomorrow, but if the game ends before then, which it will, let's just do another post-game show and bang out this whole series.
You gotta get
Why not? Let's do a midday post tomorrow.
Get Toby on. Where's he been?
He's too busy on 97.3.
Yeah, Toby was on with Tim, but I'll talk to Toby later in the week.
I like that Tim brought him on. That was cool.
I did too. I like that Toby went on.
Amen. All right. Peace out, boys.
All right. See you guys. See you, Bart.
See
See
ya.
you, Matt.
So yeah. Hot Take Jake, who now has a picture of Chuck Freeman behind him.
There he is.
And
How we doing, fellas?
What's up, Jake?
I'm going to give the Brewers an A for their trade deadline because it was such a seller's market, and you acquired 3 pieces that are going to be in your regular lineup essentially, or in your regular either lineup or bullpen rotation, and you didn't give up anything of significance either now or in the future. So I think given the way that it's constructed right now, I would say that's an A.
Hold on. Toby says that Andrew Chafin, he just tweeted this, looks like if Tim Shea had a mullet and a mustache. And
I don't like Andrew Chafin.
Do you see that could be Tim Shea?
I just see a douchebag that thinks he's like cool and edgy for having a mustache and a mullet, but it's kind of overplayed and overdone. I don't know. He looks like the kind of guy I wouldn't get along with.
He looks like the kind of guy who was born to play in Milwaukee, though.
Why? Because he's born to play in West Dallas, maybe, or I don't know.
The West Dallas Nines. Matt in the Falls, Hot Take Jake. Q.
There he is.
That guy fucks for sure.
Andrew Chafin?
Yeah.
What'd you mean?
Like,
woo! Oh, yeah. You'll find Andrew Chafin at Magoo's at like 145, just going down to the bottom rung of the bar skank ladder. Like, for sure. Just taking anything that'll talk to him.
He keeps penicillin in his glove box.
Alex wants to know where Chafin was on January 6th.
That's the winning comment.
Yeah, you can't top that.
Ken thinks he looks like Mr. Slave from South Park.
I see it.
Not bad. What's up, Q?
Good.
I mean, I don't got any baseball takes other than I'm looking forward to being in the bleachers.
You're coming.
I'm coming.
I'm going to need
We're not settled on the
in there,
bleachers.
yes or no, by like the 13th. I'll have more details tomorrow. It takes me like to do a task. I'm going to call the guy tomorrow. It takes me a day to get the email out, then a day to think about it, then a day to actually read the email, then a day to like realize what I want to do. Huh?
It's like nothing to do.
Yes. Okay. You want to know what I did today?
Yeah.
I walked my kid to school.
Nice.
A nice couple outside of Stone Creek Coffee said, Bart? I said, as a matter of fact, I am. I believe it was Elaine. Then I went home. Oh, I had to print birthday invites for my kid, and my printer ink wouldn't take to the new printer. I had to go to Walmart and get new ink. Then I watched 3 episodes of Jessica Jones, and then I took my kid to swimming.
It sounds like a good day. I would say
Sounds like you
Very
could have
true.
planned the entire Brewers trip today in addition to what you
Then
did.
what would I do tomorrow?
yeah, let's get that link out this
You
week.
your Brewers trip plan.
It's all happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got my
But you had to
guy.
get
My
that
guy with the
third
Brewers
episode
Jack is
in.
going to help me out.
When's your next national?
Friday night.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't work again until Friday. I'm on a vacation.
No, you're not, because you're planning the Brewers game.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, that's yes.
Are
I
we
took
gonna
a
get?
to be
personal
fair,
day.
Or
To
the
be
longer
fair,
you
you gotta
wait,
get
the
that
worse the
third.
seats are. Don't you understand how this
I'm
works?
getting them tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna annoy you tomorrow.
Please.
I will.
I'm more on Bart's side, by the way. I really don't think many people are going to be watching the game. Like for me watching the game is going to be when I hear people cheer. I'll be like, oh,
Well, you're
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
guys that said I'll go to my own seats.
Yeah, I probably will end up sitting on my own.
Jake,
Like, I want to
Jake,
meet all
you're
you
not
guys,
doing
but I don't know if I
Stop
want to
it.
be around you guys for 4 hours. That might be a little
4
much.
hours. Have you seen a baseball game this year? They're like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Well, when
Who's
you count the
driving my
tailgating
car out of
and
the
all that.
parking lot? Who can I hire to do that?
I'll drive you, Bart.
Are you still
Neither Jake
sober?
nor I will
Yeah, I'm
be
still
drinking.
sober.
I believe you as well.
You're,
Yeah,
are
you're
you-
the only.
I'm
You're the
like
only
the 3 most sober
alcoholic
guys in
left here.
America right here.
Speaking of sober, Matt, who's driving you?
Oh, my friend Daniel. We went to a concert in Chicago.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were.
What'd you see?
Marcus Miller.
Why was it done at 9?
Because there's a second show. It started at 7.
Nice.
Shows at 7 and 9.
Oh, that transitions me into what I wanted to say about Happy Place Hemp today.
Sure.
Because I did see that graphic that if you want marijuana, you have to go to any state that borders us, and we're the big no because of the Tavern League. So if you want to not drive and to get something, that's where the guys from Happy Place Hemp come in. HappyPlaceHemp.com, promo code BART, 25% off every order. Okay.
That's after they already lowered prices too.
And free shipping. And if you look on their website, like the 25 milligrams, some of them have got like a 50 on them now. They're a little stronger over there, which they were.
Should
able to
read the
find.
instructions. Is that what you're telling us?
I'm saying they're stronger than the average bear. You don't need to be jumping all the way down to Chicago to get the higher chase.
So we went into Chicago for the concert, which I just talked about.
But then I need to go to Chicago or at least Gurney because I did some fucking survey with FanDuel and I thought they were going to give me $100 to FanDuel, but they gave me $100 to FanDuel Sportsbook, which I can't fucking do here. HappyPlaceHemp.com, promo code BART.
Speaking of concerts, I think my prediction on Tim's big announcement is that he finally got the call from Jables. The D's going back on tour, so he's got to pick up the axe again, hit the road.
Yeah. The only big announcement that Tim has is why he can't come to the game. There's
So
no
it's
like.
not really a big announcement. It's just an announcement.
It's more of like a reason.
So we should not get hyped up or excited for this at all.
Correct.
It's going to be like he has to drive his grandma to the neurologist.
Or like a doctor appointment or something. Yes.
Wait, do you know what it is already?
Of course I do.
Of course you do. What?
Yes, I do. I know. He said he can't come, and I said why, and he told me, and I go, oh, whoa, okay.
But he wants you to set it up for suspense like you are doing now.
I never intended to do that.
Well, you started calling it big news, I think.
I think I did say that, but maybe that's
So-
just the showman in me.
You are a showman, that's for sure.
I gotta go, guys. Talk to you later.
Thank you. See ya.
See you later.
Oh, that's too bad.
Better
I
things to
wanted
do, I guess.
I
Trev
wanted to
says
talk to-
first shows are for seniors.
Yes, the average age was quite high. I commented to my friend that we were among the youngest people there were 36, and the average age was above 60. Luckily,
that sounds amazing. I'd rather go to a
Well,
7 o'clock show
luckily,
than a 9 o'clock show.
we don't live in Chicago. We have to drive home, and then we both have to work in the morning. So,
Which brings up the
plus
comment
my
from
5-year-old
Kevin.
is going to be poking me in the face at like 2:30. So, I've got
Kevin
that to look
says-
forward to as well.
Kevin says, "Who is Matt driving with? He has not interacted with them once."
That's because he's just sitting here listening to the show,
You
driving.
don't want to be driving back from Illinois and be distracted.
We're going nearly 80 miles an hour, so he's just being a safe, attentive driver.
That's
No
my average
family
speed. I go 80.
Yeah, I go higher than that, but that's fine. We don't need to measure penis length.
That's what we'll be doing at the tailgate.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever got my car over. I don't think I've ever gone over 100.
Over 80?
Over 100.
Oh, well, that's reasonable.
I think I maxed out at 95.
Was that more because you were afraid of the speed or afraid of the speeding ticket?
No, I thought I was on my phone, and the next thing I knew I was going 95.
You were texting?
I'm not sure. I just know one time I was like, "Holy shit, I'm going 95."
Just looking down at Twitter with your foot on the pedal? You wake up and it's 100?
X.
In baseball, we do have a baseball news. Framber Valdez has thrown a no-hitter for the Houston Astros tonight.
Cheater.
So,
Yep.
rarity in
Bang, bang.
today's game, a solo no-hitter.
Wow,
As
they
the
let him pitch
Astros
9
beat the
innings,
Guardians.
2,000.
2-0.
Hey, can we talk about Jordan Love?
Sure.
I just wanted to bring
I
up
put my jersey on.
the training camp footage. It's like the Zapruder film, but everybody's talking about that one rainbow shot to Watson. But did you see the clip today of him on the run, like backpedaling off of one foot, putting it like in the coffin corner to Jaden Reed, who dropped it? This kid's gonna be legit, man. He's got all the arm talent in the world. Like, it's just a matter of being able to be patient in the pocket, making all the correct reads. But as far as arm talent, like, man, he's there.
What doesn't make sense to me is it's much more like plausible that Jordan Love is going to be good rather than he's going to be bad. You take a guy who sat under Rodgers for 3 years. The Packers made this decision. They moved on. At no point have they brought in like another guy that's going to legitimately compete for a job. They're letting this guy play. There's like no. If you look at the pros and cons, it's more likely that he's going to be good than it is bad.
Well, we've seen this story before too, so I don't think it'll be surprising to people that watched Rodgers sit and develop. I guess it could be surprising to get 3 good quarterbacks back to back. That seems like more of a exception to the rule, but I think Green Bay just kind of has that down now. Like, this is what we do.
I'm excited for it.
I don't know if it's so much that like, oh, we got lucky and got 3 quarterbacks back to back, but because like, oh, excuse me, frog in my throat. Hold on.
Take your time.
All right, so yes, it would be like getting quote unquote 3 quarterbacks back to back, but in that time there are other quarterbacks coming through here and battles and people being drafted and high hopes and remember Brian Brome? He was going to be the next guy after Aaron Rodgers. We were going to draft him, God knows how high, and then we did draft him, and then it was going to be Matt Flynn. And people come through here, and Aaron Rodgers has just stuck around for so long that it's allowed us to have that luxury of waiting for the next guy before we can force him out. So it's assuming Jordan Love is
we
good.
cook our turkeys at Thanksgiving. All these other teams throw a couple of legs in the microwave and expect him to be the starting quarterback.
Exactly. So, like, It's not like we just drafted him and threw him out there and he's going to be good. This is this, what, 4th year? Like, I hope he can do something, for God's sake. It's just, he's the first round pick athletically, and then he's had 3.5 or however many years this is. If you want to get technical, I don't know how the training camp set up. 4th one, I guess. So I feel like he absolutely has to be at least good. And if that's us getting lucky, then I guess that's getting lucky. But it's more like the quarterback incubator, not just getting lucky. I love the word incubator, by the way. Incubator.
It's the
incubating them. The ones that hatch and aren't good, you just let them freeze to death. But the ones that are good, you keep them under that heat lamp.
I missed the first half of that, so I don't know what are you talking about?
I think the edible kicked in.
Incubators and chicks. Incubators.
Oh,
No, it's the NFL is such a copycat league too that if Jordan Love is good, like every single team that drafts a quarterback is going to start sitting him for 2 to 3 years.
But no one did that after Rodgers, though.
Yeah, but this would be 2 like back to back. Then like they'll be like, okay, they're on to something here. But I also think that it's it's tough because the general managers and the head coaches have no job security. So you can sign a 4-year deal as a general manager, a 5-year deal, and get canned after the first season because it's like everything's win now, win now, win now. So what happens is guys like Justin Fields that should be sitting for 2 to 3 seasons, learning the intricacies, the speed of the game, all of that stuff, they're getting thrust into the spotlight because it's like, oh shit, I drafted you, we're losing, we need something, and here, just go. And I think it's a shame because you probably are squandering a lot of good careers by putting guys or throwing them into the fire too quickly. Even guys like Sam Darnold and, just any number of quarterback busts over the years. I don't think you see as many if it was the more old school method of sit for 2 years, then we see what we've got.
Well, boys, I'm going to let you two go if you don't mind.
Please.
Sure.
Chat soon. And we'll see you at the game.
All right. Love you guys.
We're going to talk before then, but yeah. See ya.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I take Jake and Matt in the Falls. One thing I want to do is go through some of the trades. And I was hoping to do that with Tim Shea. So tonight, the honorary Tim Shea will be the Sean O'Connell.
Oh my God. Big shoes. You son of a bitch.
The honorary Tim Shea.
I'm not nearly as smart as Tim
First
Shea
of all,
is
how
for
are you,
baseball.
Sean?
Very well, thanks. I appreciate that. How is the plantar fasciitis treating you?
It was getting better for a good 3 weeks, and then yesterday was really hurting me.
I am suffering from the inverse. Where plantar fasciitis is the golfer's elbow, I am suffering from Achilles inversion, which is the tennis elbow to that condition. Right on. Feel your pain.
The shoes I have help. I'm actually right now wearing my slippers, which are Tempur-Pedic slippers. Okay. And I wear these around the house. And they really help, actually.
Glad to hear it.
Before I get into some of these trades, any thoughts on the Brewers, the trades that from your perspective? And I think I haven't mentioned this yet, but it was good that they won tonight just because when you trade for all these guys and then if you don't win these games, it's like, well, what the fuck did we trade for all these guys for? It was good to get a win tonight over the Nationals, especially today.
Absolutely. And to see again some of the guys that are contributing, like Bryce Terang, getting a warmer bat going tonight too. Yeah, it's good to see that we didn't mortgage the future and didn't push too many chips forward because we just want one bite of the goddamn apple, Bart Winkler. I mean, if we get too big of a bite of an apple, Jesus Christ, what will we do with it?
Absolutely. One other note I wanted to say about the Astros no-hitter. Astros threw a no-hitter tonight. The Cleveland Guardians are the team that they got the no-hitter against. That franchise has not thrown a no-hitter since May 15th, 1981. They've been a no-hit 5 times since the start of the 2021 season. Somebody else made a comment here. Why do the Astros always get them and the Brewers never do? People forget Burns and Hader combined. Like we wanted a no-hitter for so long, but then it was a combined no-hitter that we kind of forgot about it. So that's kind of a bummer.
And interestingly enough, too, the thing that was interesting about that combined no-hitter, to me, I thought that it was peak Hader, where to come in when your other guy just threw a no-hitter and to be expected to perform in the 9th inning when the whole world is watching you, when MLB network is piping into the game. I thought that was peak Hader, where he came in and he got 3, sat all 3 of them down. I want to say he got 2 strikeouts, if I remember right. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember where I watched the game, but I don't I can't answer that question.
I can't either, Bart Winkler. We shouldn't be expected to. Tim Shea could answer that goddamn question, though.
For sure. Then that's why you're here to be Tim Shea. Let me run through the trades, catch everybody up on this. I said I wanted to give you some information. Here it is. The trades from yesterday, Canha, Carlos Santana over the weekend. Andrew Chafin has been acquired. He's a lefty. This trade does not happen if Justin Wilson didn't get hurt. So the Brewers see their lefty get hurt. They need another lefty. They acquire Chafin. They give him to Arizona, who's competing, and in exchange, they get Strzelecki. He's a righty, maybe a B- move for both sides. Chafin has spent most of his career in Arizona. Then we kind of first really knew of him on the Cubs, then goes to the A's, Tigers, Diamondbacks, grows his hair out, looks like a movie villain, and he is now a Brewer. 4.19 ERA this season with 8 saves. There's one start if you take out against, or not start, but appearance, if you take out against St. Louis. He's got a 2.94 ERA. But he's another lefty option, and that's what the Brewers have acquired there at the back end of the pen. They did make some minor
I wouldn't
league
say
deals.
that he looks like a villain. I would say he looks like every uncle I have on my mom's.
Oh, yeah? What are their names? All like Dirt and Tug.
Yes, those are their nicknames. But yes.
Yeah, and like Bronco.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Uncle Bronk. Yeah, you gotta leave him alone. The one though, that the last second one though, the Luis Urias being moved to Boston is the really intriguing thing. I just have a feeling that somewhere down the line we're gonna hear stories about somehow, some way, maybe personal problems for Luis, where he was
just never good here, and it never looked like he was gonna be.
Well, Tim Allen thought he was going to be the next superstar, and there were flashes, but especially when his power numbers were up. But he started, and you know what? Now that I say that, maybe that's part of his downfall was, if we look at the documentary film Major League 2, where Wesley Snipes' character was then played by Omar Epps, and he fell in love with the power numbers, and he stopped stealing bases, trying to be Willie Mays Hayes, and wanted to be Willie Mays and hit home runs instead of getting on base, stealing bases. Luis got slow as shit, and maybe he started falling in love with the old bench press and squat machine, and started tightening up and getting slow and putting too much bulk on, and then if it just ruined the rest of his game. I wonder if we'll hear something like that down the road, Bart Winkler.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like super surprised that he was dealt, but it is kind of, it's a bummer that didn't work out. But the emergence of Monasterio has helped that.
It would have been hysterical if they would have traded him to San Diego for his Hader. That would have been peak Brewers, but it didn't happen. We missed an opportunity.
I'm not like frozen right now, am I?
We were frozen for a second, but then I think we're back. I'm going to move. I'm moving.
No, I got one bar. My fucking internet. AT&T. I like paid, like I call them up. I'm like, how much money do you want to make this shit work? And they're like, this much. Then it works worse.
I don't know what to say to that. That is
All right, now I'm at 2 bars, but I lost you somehow. Now I'm at 3 bars, and you completely like. That was a weird noise. Where the fuck did you go? Where are you? What the hell? What the hell happened? What was that noise? All right. Well, I'm gonna keep your screen there, but I don't. Oh yeah, where the fuck did you go?
my fat Polish sausage fingers. I got
You do have sausage fingers. Wow.
I did this number, and it took me to a Charlie Barron's link. I don't know what. Oh my goodness! Not only are they fat and wide, but they're not very long. I'd be the worst proctologist ever, Bart Winkler. Holy shit! My family would starve in a year.
Goodness sakes. So the Urias trade, he was traded for a guy, Bradley Blaylock. This is a guy who could get Rule 5 selected next year from another team. He's a pitcher. He's got a 2.19 ERA in single and high A. Fangraphs has him as the number 17 prospect in the system. He had Tommy John surgery, so they essentially traded him for like a flyer. And that's the value of Luis Urias. So that was a trade they made at the minor league level. Another trade they made at the minor league level was Evan McKendry is coming over. He's a righty. He's a pitcher. Maybe provide them some starter depth. But they traded Alex Jackson, who saw some time with the club last year in April. The teams, they trade him to the Durham Bulls of the Rays organization. They're playing each other right now. So they just swapped locker rooms.
I love when that happens. Yeah.
And I'm looking to see if either of them got in the game tonight. I do have the box score up here. It doesn't look like either of them got in the game. I have the box score up because Brandon Woodruff, 4 2/3, gave up 3 earned.
3 earned.
Eric Lauer got a win.
Oh, nice.
Keston Hira drove in 3 runs. So how about that?
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think
Brett Anderson's rehabbing there.
Right. In Garrett Mitchell, I heard is ahead of schedule. Was that something I had heard, or am I making that up?
That I haven't seen, so I will type in on Twitter Garrett Mitchell, and I just see a bunch of like his trading cards.
Ah, son of a bitch.
So I can't answer that one for you.
All right. Sorry.
The other thing I wanted to mention was this was a great day or a bad day for former Brewers. The A's have DFA'd Manny Claus Up Pena. The Marlins acquired Josh Bell from Cleveland. Part of the package was Gene Segura. The Guardians then immediately cut Gene Segura.
Oh.
And the Mariners have DFA'd Colton Wong.
Oh, my God.
So the Brewers, basically, they could reassemble a whole infield of former talent.
And I think Jace Peterson got moved, too, from
Peterson got moved. Garrett Cooper, former Brewer, got moved. So there's a lot of interesting Brewer connections today. And then this bombshell like report from Bob Nightingale. So the Mets are trading all this salary. They're trading these players, but they're eating a lot of the salary. Here's Bob Nightingale. The New York Mets are sending the Astros about $54 million in the Verlander trade. If he takes his option in 2025, the Astros could have, or the Astros had Verlander. He goes to the Mets. They then had to give him like their number 1 prospect to get him back. But he's owed about $93 million over the next 2 1/3 years. The Mets would be paying about 65 of that. So the Mets are shipping all these guys up. They're like shedding payroll, but they're still paying it. According to Max Scherzer, the Mets don't think they're going to compete again until 2025. Then Bob Nightingale of USA Today tweets, the Mets are wiping the financial ledger as clean as possible for David Stearns, who's expected to be hired as president of baseball operations this winter, which is like, we all like think that might happen, but nobody's flat out and reported it in that way. That's still technically not a report, but it seems like Nightingale's like, okay, I know this is going to happen. I assume you guys all do too. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He's not reporting it, but by Bob Nightingale putting that out there, it's like, oh shit. So this is really happening. So I thought that was interesting. So a very interesting day, the Sean O'Connell all the way around.
It will be interesting, especially, Mr. Cohen. I mean, he's supposed to have all the money in the world. But now that they're eating all these salaries, I mean, now we've always said, what will Stearns do if he actually had a payroll? Well, shit, now we might not have a payroll until 2025 with all the additional money that they're going to have to eat. So it will be interesting that he might end up actually going from a small market poverty franchise to a big market poverty franchise. Maybe they will need his special talents for a season or two before they just start throwing money at every player.
You're coming to the tailgate, right?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to lock down tickets tomorrow. And if anybody's like, what can I bring? Well, let me tell you about this package at omahasteaks.com.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So they've got the package right now where you can get the 4 butcher's cut filet mignons, the 4 air chilled boneless chicken breast, the 4 bacon rack pork chops, 4 gourmet jumbo franks. You get everything, all this meat, 50% off their sale when you type in Bart. So I'll go do that right now at omahasteaks.com. But not only do you get that package at 50% off, they then throw in 8 more burgers and 8 more jumbo franks. So you type in Bart and you can get this package. It's normally $260. You can get all that for $129. Omaha Steaks promo code is Bart.
I'm getting 36 pieces of meat for 50% off.
Yeah. Did you do the math?
Well, I don't have my shoes on, so it made it a little easier. But yes, I did.
Yeah, you're paying like $3 a slab of meat.
Oh my goodness, those are good prices. And the good people of Omaha Steaks, during the pandemic when it was hard to find good quality food, those people came through for me. So they get the 2 thumbs up from the Sean O'Connell.
And those are big sausage finger thumbs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Make no mistake about it.
So,
yes.
So that's good. All right, that's the show. I got nothing else for you boys.
Excellent. Love you, pal. See ya.
See you, Sean. So tomorrow, when the Brewers are finished with the Nationals, I'll pop on YouTube, maybe just recap things for 20 minutes or so, see what's up. And then I have a Packer interview that I'm taping. Not with a Packer guy. More details to come. And maybe later in the week. And then we got family night coming up this weekend. We got SummerSlam. We got the USA that was supposed to be at the same time as SummerSlam. So I'm like, I would rather the game be in prime time for the women, but now I can watch SummerSlam. And it's going to be a day where I'm with my kid the entire day because my wife's got a thing going on. So that when I come home, Toby will come on later in the week. Yes. So that when I can come home, because if I'm with the kid all day and then she comes home, that like gives me free reign to be during SummerSlam. We haven't talked about that part of the official agreement, but that's how I look at it. So that's what I'm doing. I appreciate everybody jumping on. I appreciate everybody watching. I really do. I like that these games kind of end early because it's only 9:45. I can get one more episode of Jessica Jones in. And then and then go to bed. See, once I'm done with Jessica Jones, I'll finish season 5 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until it time's up with Infinity War. Then I'm going to go back and watch Thor, Ragnarok, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then S.H.I.E.L.D., and then Endgame, Infinity War, and then finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then start again with WandaVision. So I got it all mapped out. And I'm going to just pretend Secret Invasion didn't happen because they fucked that ending up so bad. Bart Winkler Show. See ya.